So I'm Robin Lawson, the design diva for Lumen Electronic Jewelry.
I'm Marty Lawson, the chief geek. I make things blink.
And we're both siblings and fourth generation mechanical engineers. Our house was a little different compared to other people's houses.
Yeah, back, my dad had a full machine shop, welder, whole pile of scrap to work with. We built things all the time. Stuff broke, we usually fixed it ourselves. That's normal, right?
Yeah, everybody has a pocket knife, even grandma. When I was in high school, I made a snowboarding accessory to make it easier to get on and off the lift because I was tired of falling down. And then I got into jewelry, designing my own really intricate patterns that took hours and hours to make.
And I had lots of Legos and Lego Technic. I built a couple battle bots, those were cool. And then that awesome all-wheel drive motorcycle there is my latest thing sucking up time. It's also awesome.
So this sets the stage for Lumen Electronic Jewelry.
And
my dad brought home this really annoying conference pin from some conference he went to. But it got me thinking. I was kind of sick of making the beaded jewelry because it took hours. So Marty had the idea of making it into jewelry.
yeah, and I could make it solar powered, so you wouldn't have to replace batteries, and it'd run forever and be alive and all that stuff.
But I was worried that the solar cell would need to be really, really large for just a couple little blinky lights. But he wired something up on a breadboard that didn't look too pretty, but it actually kind of worked. It had 16 LEDs and 12 tiny little solar cells. And so I wired it up, designed it on the computer. I'd never wired up a circuit before, but I figured I'd give it a try.
And we ordered cheap boards from China, brought them in, I put it together, and half the parts were backwards.
My fault.
Rearranged them a bit, traced the rather extra intricate wiring, and I got the first one to work, and now we've made a lot of newer ones.
Yeah, 4 generations later, we made it a little more compact, sealed it in epoxy so it wouldn't short out, added a USB charger so you could charge it quick if you didn't want to wait for the solar to charge.
And then we're on to our second design, a skull, where we tried to throw away as many parts as we could and have it still be blinking, solar-powered, chargeable quickly. And then since it was small and simple, we made a lot of different versions of it. So we got 7 different generations of this guy. We could also make it lots of different shapes using that same circuit and recycling it. So that was really cool. We got a square, an owl, a skull, and a robot there.
Yeah, that was really fun for me to try and see what shapes I could make out of this circuit with just 2 blinking eyes. And one big thing I learned is what looks good on the screen doesn't always look good in real life. This is the circle. I made it on the screen, thought it looked great, and we made the prototype and realized I wouldn't wear that. So we did this in our spare time for about 2 years, and we ended up with about 10 different designs, and we showed them to friends and family, and they loved them. But I can't wear them all, and I can't really give them all away. So we figured maybe we can make back a little bit of our money, right? So we decided to do a Kickstarter.
And Kickstarter is a big crowdfunding website. I'm sure half of you at least have heard of it. You set up a pre-order thing, try to get enough market and see if you've got some market. Get a bunch of people together, make a big order, you can make it cheap, and well...
It failed. I sent it out to friends and family and all these websites to try and get some marketing on it, and we got about 6%, which is only friends and family. Thank you. So that was very, very disappointing. But out of that, we met Joshua, who lives in Milwaukee, and he sells small electronic kits online. And he said, hey, why don't you make kits out of your smaller pieces of jewelry, which we thought was a great idea.
And so we made kits. One of those is our pre-made with all surface mount components. The other one's the kit with the larger through-hole pieces that makes it easier for a lot of people to assemble. I don't think so. Then there's the tab on there, fewer parts, and then we put the directions on Instructables. I got lots of practice taking the little tiny pictures of everything, putting it together, making sure we've got pictures of absolutely every step. That's worked really quite well for us.
Yeah, Instructables is a great website. We also used the kits to teach classes, which was super fun. We taught classes at Sector 67 and also working to get them in the hands of kids to inspire them to go into technology. And this whole project has just been super fun. My brother and I really didn't get along so well as kids, but now that we're adults and a little more mature, we seem to have complementary skills, and we seem to work really well together most of the time.
most of the time.